President Trump says he thinks Russia and Ukraine are getting a lot closer to achieving a peace deal. Trump says he and Ukraine's President Zelensky covered 95% of the issues needed to end the war in a meeting yesterday at Mar-a-Lago. But both leaders say there's still no agreement on territorial concessions.
We made a lot of progress today, but really we've made it over the last month. This is not a one-day process deal. This is very complicated stuff.
We have great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees, 100% agreed. U.S.-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees, almost agreed.
Well, Zelensky says he's open to any options to end the war. So we want to bring in our senior White House correspondent, Selina Wang in Florida, and ABC News national security and defense analyst, Mick Mulroy, for more on this. Selina, I just want to start with you here. President Trump touted progress, but no breakthrough yet after that meeting. He also spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin ahead of that meeting. So what's the latest you can tell us?
Yeah, Faith, exactly. I mean, both of these leaders, they expressed optimism, saying they made significant progress, but there's still no deal. Now, Zelensky came to the table with this 20-point peace plan, pushing for stronger U.S. security guarantees to ensure that Vladimir Putin can't invade Ukraine again. Now, you played that soundbite from Ukraine's President Zelensky. He is saying that they're almost all the way there when it comes to those security guarantees with the United States, as well as with the European Union. Now, another sticking point here is around territory. Now, Ukraine is here with a potential concession. They're offering the idea of a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbas region. That's in the eastern part of the country, territory that Vladimir Putin has long sought to control. But President Trump says while they're getting closer to an agreement on territory, they have not reached one yet. Now, even if Zelensky and Trump come to a solution on some of these issues, they still need Vladimir Putin's buy-in for this to actually work. And Putin, for now, is showing no signs of compromise. He is continuing these relentless attacks in Ukraine, including one of the heaviest assaults in months just a day before that meeting started. And Trump did speak, as you mentioned, to Vladimir Putin by phone ahead of this meeting. He is also expected to speak to Putin again in the near future.
And Mick, on the Ukraine side, the big sticking point for Ukraine has been territory, which is interesting. Now Zelensky is proposing a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbas region. So what would that look like, and will Putin accept that?
So, Faith, you're right. That was the big sticking point. It was very hard to see the Ukrainians giving up territory that they fought so hard to defend, and Russia did not occupy. So this is a compromise. It essentially leaves this space unoccupied, and that's the key. Whether Russia will agree to that or not, just like Selina said, that's the big issue here. They have shown zero interest in even entertaining, really, a ceasefire to go into negotiations. But this question right here was the biggest hurdle. So the positive in this is that it looks like the U.S. and Ukraine have agreed on a security guaranteed, and that they have both come up with a potential way forward on these territorial concessions.
And so when you look at this new 20-point peace plan, it includes stronger security guarantees aimed at keeping Putin from invading Ukraine again. So how will that work?
Well, in the original one, you remember it talked about Ukraine having to cut its military in half. There couldn't be European forces deployed to Ukraine. It was all about basically setting up Ukraine to be reinvaded in the future. So now that there is potentially an Article 5-like, meaning that if Ukraine is attacked, that the countries that signed up for it will come to their defense militarily, that's a different scenario. It's essentially the major security benefit you get from joining NATO. If both the United States and Europe agree with that, that is a significant step in the right direction for Ukraine. The question will be, what kind of agreement will it be? Will it be a treaty that needs to go through the Senate for ratification? That is probably what Ukraine would like. I just don't know if that's going to be plausible.
Yeah, we'll see whether any of these questions will actually be answered. Mick Mulroy, Selina Wang, thank you both for joining us.